What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back in No Plan B. This is a top-down tactical planning game. It uses this very innovative timeline planning feature where you plan out the entire tactical assault in this kind of rehearsal space, and then when it's all said and done, I click play, we watch the plan unfold, and this is in the middle of a campaign. And if things go awry, if someone dies, they're out for this entire chapter. And as we continue to advance through the campaign, we earn credits that allow us to unlock new equipment, purchase consumables, heal our squad, do night assaults, and use other perks. This is a really cool little game with a ton of depth, and if you like what you're seeing in this video, you can grab a copy of this game off of my game store at nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming. And if you do that, you'll support the developer. You'll also support me. You'll get a Steam key immediately from Nexus that you can then go and redeem on Steam. And then one other fun little announcement that may take you guys by surprise. It certainly took me by surprise. I was nominated for a Gundy Award. The Gundies are an annual awards show, and they basically recognize big contributors in the firearms industry, especially content creators, influencers, whatever you may like to call us type of folks. And I was nominated in the category for the most entertaining content creator. I'm definitely not a traditional firearms content creator, but I do obviously love training. I love shooting. I share that content with you guys from time to time. And if you are one of those who enjoys my firearms content or the other content that I create, I'd invite you guys to support me by clicking on the link on the screen now and heading over there and voting for me if that's kind of your thing. I was very surprised to be nominated. I'm up against some pretty phenomenal other nominees like Administrative Results and Jack Carr, Task and Purpose, and Donut Operator, and others. So it's a long shot for sure, but I'm just thrilled to be even considered. Thank you guys for supporting me in that endeavor. But let's take a look at today's mission. And as I start planning here, I should point out to you guys that I've made a couple purchases with the limited credits that I had coming out of the last campaign. Namely, I made J-Red here my team medic, so that means he'll be able to heal up other members of the squad for each mission that he participates in. That's going to be extremely helpful to saving credits later on as they become even more scarce. And yeah, so let's get started planning. This is your first time seeing No Plan B and you're asking yourself what the hell is going on the screen right now. Well, this is the planning sequence in the campaign mode and in all of the other modes in No Plan B. And the way that this works is that you're given that timeline at the bottom of the screen, and you're given your assaulters. You get to choose who goes into the fight and what kind of kit they take with them, how they look, what weapon they take, what consumables they deploy with, and then you stack them up on the outside of the building, and you don't really understand exactly what the threat is going into each one of these operations. But in this situation, we know that it is a high value target capture operation, and he's likely defended by bodyguards or other sorts of bad guys. And so what I'm doing here is using that timeline on the bottom of the screen. I'm tracing out step by step, moment by moment, and second by second every single individual move that each one of my operators is going to be making throughout the entirety of the assault. And the way that that timeline feature functions is as I scrub left and right on the timeline, I'm able to synchronize all of those movements, weapon orientation, flashbang employment, opening doors, and anything else that you could possibly imagine, so that whenever you finally click play on that timeline and you execute the mission, it occurs just as you intended, perfectly synchronized. And there's something extraordinarily satisfying about the entire process. And I think that No Plan B, especially for a little indie game, does just an absolutely amazing job at creating this enormous sense of satisfaction and depth with this otherwise extremely simple from the outside looking in style of game. And one of the other things I really appreciate about the way that the game is done is these campaign modes have serious consequences. So this is the very first match in the next chapter of the campaign, and it's the only mission available to me in this chapter right now. So if I click play, having planned out this mission, and it goes awry and we're unsuccessful or we take casualties, any casualties I take are gone for the rest of this chapter. And if we fail the mission, the campaign is essentially over because you're hard committed. There is no plan B after all. And so if you're unsuccessful in the mission, then you're unsuccessful in the campaign. Now here's my explanation. All right, guys, well, here is the plan. I'll talk you through it kind of step by step, and then we'll watch it unfold in real time. So just to recap, we have a sniper in Overwatch. That's our boy Fodder over here. He's got a bolt gun, able to see basically right into this window and clear almost our 2 like hard corners, with the exception of just a little slice of dead space. I have a 3 stack on the external over here, and I got 1 guy in containment over here. These doors can't be accessed, best I can tell. The only breach that's available is this one, and of note, it does have a window in it. So we start off in a split stack. I've got 2 M4s on the right hand side, the door handle side of the stack, and then I have a PDW on the left. You'll see exactly why here in a second. The goal is to get to this HVT as fast as possible, but be deliberate in our clearance on our way there. So it starts off, we are in that split stack. I bring myself over to pull mid while we're working the door. We put a bang out and then go dynamic into this first room. Again, we have surprise. We're trying to move quick, and I'm also counting on fodder here to take any choice shots right off the bat. Bang goes out through the window, door comes open, we make entry right as that bang goes off, and if you look where I put that bang, I know fodder's got everything over here. My biggest risk area is behind this dead space that's created by this obstacle, so I'm putting the bang in the area where I think the threat is most likely located, or the biggest threat that I have yet to contend with. And then I'm going in with the PDW first off of the left side of the stack, and he's going straight towards that threat that I have not yet handled. So he's pushing that. He clears his hard corner right away, then starts collapsing. 2 man's coming in. He's clearing his hard corner and then collapsing. 3 man's coming in and holding center. After that room is clear, you know, we're working parallel to each other. There's a little slice of dead space right there that gets cleared as we push across the center. We've got 3 guns on it right there. At that point, we're pushing long. We're going to go into another split stack here. I'm going to burn another bang just because this room is so big. But right as we set to breach this door, because we have been compromised because we went loud into the first room, I'm pushing my containment element to peek this doorway. He is able to clear a hell of a lot of the room from the outside. Again, he does have an M4, so he'll be reasonably effective, but probably taking a little bit of fire. He does have some cover on the outside of that window. Again, we're in a split stack here. I'm working the door handle from the right side, and I'm putting another bang into this room. This time I know where the threat is, being that HVT, and putting it in a space where it's going to get behind this cover a little bit. It's going to get behind this cover a little bit, and it's going to affect the actual HVT. If you look at my containment element, the 2 areas that have yet to be cleared from external is this slice and this slice over here. So we're going to fight those first. Door comes open, bang goes out, first man goes in. Again, we're in cross coverage, so I've actually cut off a little bit of that threat space there. 1 man's going in with an M4 pushing long, clearing that hard corner. 2 man comes in, immediately covers his rear. 3 man comes in, takes up the center. Right there, we've cleared damn near all of the room. I'm still going to push long over here and be pretty deliberate about the way I do this. You know, I've got security set in the middle of the room, pulling security on the HVT. I've got an L already. You can see the shape of it right here that allows us to open up our sectors of fire, make sure that we can cover everything in the room. Once we have security set, we've just collapsed our L and made it even smaller. You can see it right there. So I'm going to pull security from here and here. So I've got a shot on the HVT if he gets squirrely, and then push center to detain the HVT. I've never done one of these like missions where I have to capture the HVTs before, so I don't know if it takes just 1 dude or if I have to get the whole squad up in there. I'm going to put the other 2 dudes in there just in case, which actually makes me now think maybe I need to move this guy in as well. I just don't know how this game mechanic works. I'm sure I'll find out when I click play, but just to be safe, I will go ahead and put this dude in there as well to make sure that we don't fail the mission. All right, so that's what it looks like. Let's go ahead and see how it goes. We only get 1 shot at this because we're in a campaign mode. If I click execute and people die, they are out for the rest of this chapter. If we fail this mission, we fail the campaign potentially, because there is no other avenue in this campaign. This is the first map, and we have to be successful. So this whole series could end right now. Let's find out. All right, we've left that rehearsal space, and we are in the real deal now. Let's go ahead and turn on cinematic mode. I'm going to let this thing unfold just like this. Remember, our sniper is over here, so you might see a shot come through this window early. Oh, here we go. So far, so good. There were dudes in that dead space. I'm glad we treated it the way that we did. There's a hostage. This dude did take a little bit of damage. Well, I'd say that's a mission success. But damn, that was a lot of bad guys. Way more than I thought there would be. Plan accounted for it though, and it went well given what we had going on. 49 seconds and plenty of time remaining. Looks good. Looks good. That went well. All right, I'm going to slice this up. Let's check out this replay real quick. The game is called No Plan B. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you considered liking the video, leaving a comment below, and subscribing to the channel if you are new here. We play the most immersive tactical shooters and combat simulations games that we can possibly find, and we do it in a realistic way without taking ourselves too seriously. I'm Controlled Pairs. This has been No Plan B, and I'll see you guys in the next one.